right, this is Detective Queen Bee here today. As part of our reading theme of Dig Deeper, Read, Investigate, Discover, we're going around our community looking at some of the cool vehicles our city uses. This time we're at the Tulare Police Station. This is something that they will use to help get clues. So today we're here with Corporal Wilson.
Hi.
We're going to be asking him some questions about his vehicle. I'm going to start though with, how do you get to be a police officer? Do you have to go to school?
Yes, so to become a police officer, you will put in an extensive 6-month academy where you will learn the many ranges of the penal code, the vehicle code, how to deal with citizens in and of itself, how to protect yourself and protect citizens as well.
All right, so you're a corporal. How is that, like I'm thinking of a school, you've got your principal, vice principal, you've got the teachers. Where would you fit in, like in the ranking?
So we'll say from the top down, we have our chief, right? Chief of the police. Then here at the department, which is different than other departments, we have a captain, a lieutenant, then it goes down to a sergeant, then a corporal, and then your line officer.
Right, and how long have you been an officer?
I've been an officer for 8 years at this department.
8 years, wow. So, this is your car?
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about your car.
So this is a Ford Explorer. We moved from the Ford Explorer, I would say about 5-6 years ago. We were driving the old Crown Victorias that you would see. The Ford Explorer lets us kind of have more mobility to get around the city, to get around certain areas within the county as well, over what the Crown Victoria would have. Each Ford Explorer is numbered, you can see. Mine is 3134. Each unit is numbered in succession with each other. Starting in the front, we have what we call a push bumper, which is up here. So this protects our vehicles and help us push vehicles out of the roadway that may be a danger to other citizens. Okay, over here, we would have the spotlights. There's one on each side. So in hours of darkness, this would help us kind of illuminate areas that we need to see, houses, numbers, all that kind of good stuff there. We do have our logo on the side, the City of Tulare, with our motto, ensuring a quality of life for all. Okay? You want to come on the inside here. It's almost like a spaceship, I keep a patrol bag on my right, which has all my essentials, my safety vest, which is here. Nice bright safety vest that I would wear for traffic control so people see me and then I don't get hit. Okay, it does have police on the back, which you can see. A couple other things I keep in my patrol bag are gloves, so I can protect myself. And then now personally on my person, due to recent events, I have a mask. And our masks are special. They have TPD on the sides there. We got those, and they have a filter on the inside, okay? I also have a computer. The computer is used to be able to get around town. Our dispatch center can send us to calls for service. We can find out what's in the call for service before we make contact with anybody. In the back, we have safety restraints here, 2 seat belts for the lap and the shoulder. This is where we'll put all of our bad guys or anybody that needs to go to jail. In the very back here, I have an array of stuff. So I have a motorcycle helmet. I have an ice chest, so I have cool water in the summer. I have a vest here. This is our safety vest. It's a heavy vest is what it's called. I have a fire extinguisher, which is here. And various other tools in order for me to take care of traffic collisions. And then come around here. I'll start the car for you. So we have a panel that'll turn on all of our lights up top here. So with our lights in the front, we have what we call wig wags, right? It's just like what it sounds, wigging and wagging. On the top, we have all of our oscillating lights. On the side is what you call your alley lights. So that'll illuminate everything through the back there. Also in the back,
Has great speakers too.
it does have great speakers. In the back here, we also have lights. So if I'm on a traffic collision scene or a major incident scene, people will be able to see my vehicle in the back there as well. So it kind of protects us all the way around with the lighting system.
All right, are there different light patterns? Or is this pretty much the one that you use?
This one's pretty standard. There are different light patterns to where you can set can set the back there to be directional. So if I really wanted to, you'll see them on California Highway Patrol vehicles a lot on the freeway, where they're trying to direct traffic to the left or to the right. And you'll see the lights oscillate from one side to the other.
Inside your vehicle, do you have some type of GPS, or how do you know where the emergency is?
My brain. I've been here 8 years. There are some officers that do use GPS in order to get around. Our laptops are equipped within that system to be able to click on the address and it'll bring up Google Maps, and then you'll be able to read the map and find your way to the address.
Have you always driven a car?
No, I actually was on a motorcycle about 6 months ago.
Wow.
Right? I was a motor officer for 5 years. I loved it. It's a good job. Their job indicates taking care of all traffic collision scenes, abandoned vehicles, any traffic hazards that would come up within the city.
Can an animal be a police officer?
An animal can be a police officer. It just so happens we have 3 canine officers. On this shift, we have Canine Leo. He's actually out on a call for service right now. But yes, they can. And they also go through their training as well.
Hey, how do you take care of the car? Is there anything special you need to do to keep it working well?
So just like you would change the oil in your vehicle at home, we take our vehicles to the city yard, right, where they would do maintenance every 3 months. I personally wash my vehicle every day of work, and then right before I go to work as well.
All right, one last question. What is the favorite part of your job?
The favorite part of my job is assisting citizens, making people happy, making people smile. I really do love it. It's very important to me, especially in these times. I think that everyone wants to see that smile and wants to see that officer smile and have a good time. And when people come up to me and ask me, "Are you doing okay?" that really warms my heart, knowing that I have that connection with the city.
Thank you very much. We thank you for your time and for your service today, Corporal Wilson.
Thank you.
And I'm just going to do a little disclaimer. You probably saw I have my mask. We want to make sure you have this on when you can't keep 6 feet away. Today I had to leave it off so I could talk clearly, but if I couldn't keep distance, I need to wear this, right? So we're going to be looking at another vehicle in a little while, so please stay tuned. Detective Queen Bee is back. This time we're going to be looking at a cool motorcycle. We're going to be asking Officer Davis about his vehicle and some of the things he's had to learn to use this special vehicle. So I'm going to introduce Officer Davis.
Hello, I'm Officer Davis.
So we have a very cool vehicle here. First of all, how long does it take you to learn to ride something like this?
To be able to be certified to ride a police motorcycle, you have to do an 80-hour course. Involves going through different code patterns and then learn how to do traffic stops, how to operate the bike safely. But it takes, it's an 80-hour course.
Have you always rode a motorcycle, or have you done cars too?
I have ridden motorcycles since I was young, raced motocross a little bit. I've always been on one, so very happy to have this assignment.
Right, it looks like it goes very fast.
You know, it does go fast, and then I get this question a lot. Hey, how fast does your bike go? And I said, how fast it goes is not near as important as how fast it stops. And this particular motorcycle has 2 sets of brakes in the front and 1 in the back. So it stops very quickly, which we like to be able to do for get out of some crazy situations.
So you mentioned there's a lot of extra buttons on this that a normal motorcycle wouldn't have.
There is quite a few buttons on here. I'm going to get on this side of it. So there's controls for the left and right hand. Up here we have a radar display. So when we turn our radar on, we actually will be able to detect speed from oncoming vehicles and vehicles that are going away from us. So we can track vehicles going in both directions. And this control here does all of that. I can control the front radar and the rear radar just with my thumb. So that's what this is for. Basic controls up here for the speed and RPMs. Over on this side, this bike actually has a computer that we can control the heated grips the heated seats for the winter. You can check your mileage. There's all different types of menus that you can go through, drop down boxes. So this is our mouse, and then you can click it over to do enter. So it's basically an onboard type computer. So you have that going on. Turn signals, air horn. I can talk through my helmet to the dispatch because it has a microphone right here. And I can also touch this other side and talk to the general public through the PA and give commands if somebody's like not following directions. I can take care of all that from right here. So the windscreen also goes up and down via this handy button. So this helps with wind protection, rain protection, vision, items that may hit us. Very strong. It's almost like a jet fighter type plastic. So it has cruise control, which we hardly ever use. It has all different kinds of lights. The major function, as you can tell, these lights are all LED lights. They're very, very visible. The old bikes that we used to have, the Harley Davidsons, very hard to see when we're activating the lights. These you can see from very, very far away, and it's all about safety. If you can see us, that lets you know that we're trying to get behind you and get you to stop, and others that are approaching know to stay away, that we actually got something going on. So this is a huge improvement for us. So they stay on, they're timed. If I make a stop, then eventually they'll shut off so they don't run down the battery. So we have a device that will record basic information. If I get in a pursuit, it will track my speeds. So if somebody says, well, how fast was this guy going? How fast were you going to catch him? It will record that. It has a siren. There's actually a siren on each side. The Harley Davidsons only had one. These have two, so they're very loud. I have a LiDAR gun. This is different than radar. Radar catches a large area and uses radar tone and Doppler tone. This uses light, so it's basically a laser. It's like your TV remote. It goes way out there and it'll tell me exactly how fast you're going, down to the 10th of a foot from the time that I push the button. So if you want to say, hey, that wasn't my car, radar from a very large distance, from 1,000 feet, the radar cone stretches hundreds of feet. At 1,000 feet away, this beam only gets no more than 3 feet wide, so it never leaves the front of your car. So if you want to go to court and say, hey, I don't think that was my car, yes it was. So very, very accurate piece of equipment. So we like having that. So the bike is 1,200 cc's. It is relatively quick. We're able to catch up to vehicles in pursuits if we have to be in one, or catch vehicles if we're doing speed and they're getting away from us, because we're at a dead stop, or we have to turn around. So it closes down that time in which, makes the stop more relevant to the area, because people ask, hey, come you stop me right here? Well, I had to catch up to you to get you to stop. So it is relatively quick for its size. It's relatively light for its size. It has great brakes, which I enjoy the most. So this is my office. As some of the cop cars is the patrol guys have, that's their office. Mine unfortunately doesn't have any air conditioning, but I keep everything I need in these boxes. So there's 2 storage boxes, one on each side. In there is my basic traffic investigation tools, paperwork. I may have a soda stuffed in there. Sometimes I carry snacks, I'm not gonna lie. So we got to be able to keep ourselves nourished and hydrated during the day. This box back here carries the rifle. We all have a patrol rifle, just like the patrol guys do, because although our main function is traffic and public safety, we also, you never know what incident may be going off, and I may get there first, I may be there first. So I want to make sure that I also have the same equipment and weapons that a patrol officer would carry, because I don't want to get stuck somewhere where somebody has a rifle or a large caliber gun and I don't. So we try and carry everything that the patrol guys have. It's just smaller. So everything, I could actually go to patrol calls on follow-ups and actually follow up and have all the same equipment that they do and help them out if they need it, just like they help us out with things.
So on your vest and your belt, do you carry anything that the patrolman would have, or is it standard?
I basically carry the same thing. All of this used to be around my waist. I don't know if you've noticed this or not, but I'm a little older than most of these guys. So for me to have it on my waist was hard. It was getting harder every day. It's about 28 pounds or so. With the vest on, it's about 30. So I would much rather carry 30 pounds up here on my body frame than to have it just around my waist. So the vest is included, and if I get really hot, I can take this off and I can breathe and dry out, which I could not do with it around my waist and wearing a vest under my shirt. So this is by far more convenient for us, and carries the same amount of safety and protection. So, and we like it up here because it's better basically for our health and bodies to have all of this up here.
And for sitting on the motorcycle, that's different than being in a car.
It allows me to have it up here if I need to get to any of my utilities or weapons. I can actually get that while I'm driving and riding. So it's all right here. It's access to me. It's pretty easy to use this way.
All right. This is a very cool vehicle. We're going to thank you. Do you have another question?
Who takes care of the bike when it's not being driven? Is that your job?
That is my job. We do not have anybody that's actually all the maintenance stuff we have to go up to the dealership in Clovis. But as far as doing basic mechanical, tire pressure, washing it, making sure things are the way they are, and if I find something wrong, then we have to take it in for service. So.
And where does the bike stay when you are off duty?
The bike, we have a garage just like this one right behind us, and that's where all the motorcycles are stored. And we actually have 2 motorcycles that are all electric. So they look like almost like a dirt trail bike, and they have a different function than these heavier models do. We use those for the farm show when we're out there in the parking lots in the fields and getting off road, trail, doing the details on the trail. We can ride them almost anywhere because they have suspension and they do have lights just like these, but you can't take them as far, can't do as much because they're electric. So, but it's nice to have.
So what do you have on your utility vest?
I have lots of ammunition. I have at least 3 different magazines of pistol ammunition. I have rifle ammunition. I have 2 sets of cuffs. I have a taser, radio, I have a baton, my body camera, notepad, and back here I have a tourniquet. So all of us have one of those. It's very important.
Awesome.
Probably not for saving our own lives, but when we're going to save somebody else's, we'll grab that and we'll put our tourniquet on somebody else. Because by the time I get to mine, I might be having other injuries that would prevent me. I would try and do it, but we want to make sure that if we need to save somebody else's life or a citizen, we can get that and put it on them if they have injuries.
What is your favorite part of your job?
I enjoy riding the motorcycle. I have the ability on this thing to, let's be honest, it is an attracted to kids. So I get to see a lot of kids. If I'm stopped somewhere, parents are always bringing them up. I let kids sit on it. I let kids put their hands on the handlebars. I enjoy the public, communication, I guess. Unfortunately, and I tell people this, if one of these vehicles gets behind you, you might not get a ticket. But my sole responsibility is to prevent traffic collisions and traffic safety, DUI enforcement, traffic collision investigations. So if I get behind you, you probably have done something wrong, and there's a very good chance you're going to get a ticket. So I'm not the most liked person in town. However, I think my responsibility of keeping drivers undistracted while being on their phones and whatever else they got going on, and poor driving keeps me from having to do collision investigations, because I'm actually out there trying to get people to focus on driving correctly. So if I can get that done every day and I don't have as many collisions to do, I would rather do that. So It's not the most well-liked job, but it's an important job here.
Awesome.
Well, Officer Davis, thank you so much for your time
You're
and
more
for
than
your
welcome.
service.
You're more than welcome.
And we
Appreciate
are
it.
going to drive slowly out of here back to the library. Right? Thank you for your time.